Hello everyone and welcome to class. My name is Dr. Monique Ashkenazi and I'm the professor of psychology here at APUS and AMU. I'm very excited to have you all in my class this semester and I'm looking forward to lots of discussion, engagement, and growing together. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the announcement area. There you will find all the weekly postings that I have to recap each week. Also, you can find my bio there for the first week of class. You can also find my bio in the first week of our discussion too. This is a great way to get to know more about me and reach out if you have any questions or concerns. Before diving into specific announcements and weekly discussions, let's go over some general course requirements and expectations. Before you do anything, please ensure to thoroughly review the course syllabus. It contains everything expected for each class. This includes grading rubrics, some weekly assignments, discussion topics, and due dates. Familiarize yourself with the student handbook. This handbook contains everything including course requirements, classroom etiquette, technology requirements, and academic policies. You can find the student handbook at the link below. Explore the university's online library for research, assignments, and discussions. You can find the link below. Going over these resources will set you up for success in class. I want to remind all students that respect is required in the classroom. You all are expected to communicate professionally with me as your instructor and your fellow classmates at all times. Disrespectful behavior or language will not be tolerated and will be referred to the conduct office. But we shouldn't have a problem with that. We're all adults here, right? Now, moving on to announcements and communication I've already discussed, to please start there to subscribe as well as to see my bio. However, ensure to subscribe because that's where you're going to find weekly updates concerning classroom wrap-up information and then information for the following week. If you have any questions or concerns, you can also reach out to me through Professor Chat or my email. Additionally, I would like to emphasize that the discussion area is only for discussions. So if you have any personal or individual concerns, please contact me directly in the Professor Chat, or you can email me directly at monique.ashkenazi@mycampus.apus.edu. I know that's a handful, so I provided it below. Now, this is a favorite part of the classroom for me, the discussion part. We have 8 weekly topics for 8 weeks. That's the only time that we have together. So we need to make the most of it. And stimulating conversation and engagement is a point of the class to ensure that you're reading the assigned materials, you understand it, and you can apply it in the classroom. So in my class, I recommend that everybody engages in the classroom at least 3 days per week. It gives everybody an opportunity to engage, and it also gives everybody enough time to be able to respond. It's not conducive to anyone to take one time out the week to post all your maximum discussions or even wait until Sunday to post everything last minute. It's not fair to the other students that have to respond and get their maximum amount of points too. And plus, we also want to have, again, stimulating conversation and engagement throughout the week. I would also like to note that your responses must be substantive. And what I mean by that, you can't just write, "Hey, such and such, I like your post because," or "I agree with your post because," or "I really like your post because." The point of discussion is to really apply the information that you learned from the week and apply it in the classroom to show not only that you understand the material, that you can engage with each other and have respectful debates or even expound on everybody's thoughts and ideas about the weekly material. So if you don't really understand what substantive information means or feedback, I have put some resources in the announcements area so you can review. And another note to emphasize, only writing 2 or 3 sentences is not a quality response for an initial post or even a post to your fellow classmate. You must provide comprehensive and quality information in your post. Now, I'm not saying to cite information because using APA format to cite and use references is optional for the discussions. However, if you choose to use APA formatting, which is putting in-text citations and listing references in your discussions, it must be correct or there will be a deduction in points. So for those who would like to cite information and use APA format, I've provided additional references in the announcements area. Please avoid posting early for the weekly discussions. And what I mean by that is, like, let's say for example, we're in the middle of week 1, Wednesday, and you're already posting for week 2 on a Wednesday for week 1. That's posting way too early. I would ask that you wait until at least 48 hours prior to the following week to post. Posting early can confuse your classmates and disrupt engagement. But if you have any extenuating circumstances like medical emergency for military that's temporary duty or deployment, please contact me beforehand, and certainly you'll have permission to post early. Okay, so now we're moving on to written assignments, which we handle differently than the weekly discussions. So all written assignments in the classroom must be in APA format for the latest edition, and the latest edition is the 7th edition. So for those of you all who are not familiar with APA formatting, I provided some references in the announcements area. You can purchase the APA manual either directly from the APA website, or you can purchase it from Amazon. And for those who don't want to invest in a manual, you can use a free resource called Purdue OWL, produced by Purdue University. It's certainly a great resource, and it provides visual examples. But one thing I would like to note, when you are writing your written assignments, you must show that you can understand the information by paraphrasing and writing in your own words. So there's no direct quotes that should be in your assignments. You should refrain from using direct quotes. Paraphrasing and learning and writing in your own words is the key to success with your assignments. Also, if you need assistance with writing, I've also provided writing tools in the announcements area. So now we're going to talk about deadlines. For my veteran students, you all know the deal, you know the routine. But for the new students at APUS and AMU, I want to give you some guidelines that usually happens in the classroom. Now, this is what generally happens. However, please ensure to review the syllabus to confirm due dates. Now, generally, the first week of class, all work is due on Sunday of the first week. And that's because we might have late registrants or people who have issues with tuition assistance or financial aid. And then once it's to give an opportunity for people to acclimate to the classroom and be able to maneuver around, especially for those who are not used to using our learning management system, Brightspace. Now, following week 2 and the rest of the semester, there's due dates. So for initial post, all initial posts are usually due on Wednesdays at 11:55 p.m. Eastern Time. And then your secondary posts to your classmates, which are the 3 posts per week, are due on Sundays at 11:55 p.m. Eastern Time. And then if there are any written assignments, those are usually due on Sundays at 11:55 p.m. Eastern Time. Again, please confirm by reviewing your syllabus and also reviewing the rubric guidelines and instructions for the weekly post. Now, I do want to emphasize too, some classes it may be applicable for examinations and quizzes. Please review the syllabus to see what those due dates are. So the late submission policy states that for every day an assignment is submitted late, it's a 10% penalty up to 5 days, equaling 50%. So let's say, for example, a student submits their assignment 5 days late. That's up to a 50% penalty. Therefore, it's very important that if you know that you need additional time or something came up where you were not able to submit your assignment on time, that you let your instructor know as soon as possible. I know in my classroom, if an assignment is submitted late for no reason and nothing is said, I impose the maximum penalty. It's important to engage and be accountable for turning your work in on time. And also, I would like to add, if you know that something came up in your middle of the term and you need an official extension, please ensure that you read your student handbook as well as to speak to your advisor to determine what your options are. All right, now I'm pretty sure I've talked your heads off and you've had enough of me talking. However, I wanted to cover these guidelines with you because following them will help you get the most points possible, engage meaningfully with your classmates, demonstrate learning effectively, and maintaining a professional and respectful classroom. So I'm looking forward to a productive and engaging semester with you all. I hope you all have a great week, and let's get started.